Which factors contribute to the emergence of particular jobs and particular job designs? Let's have a look at the antecedents of job design. Jobs exist within organizations. So imagine, for example, a company that makes furniture. They have some tasks to do. For example, they need to saw the planks for the chairs, subsequently need to assemble all the planks into chairs, and then need to do some painting. Just imagine that this company not only makes chairs, but also cupboards for which they need to do the sewing, the assembling, and the painting. Now, the organization has some choices they need to make in order to organize all these tasks into particular processes, hence combine particular tasks and allocate them to particular jobs. How would you do that? Well, on one hand, the company can choose to make a department in which the sewing, assembling, and painting of the chairs gets done, and another department which makes the cupboards. On the other hand, the company can choose to make a department in which the sewing gets done, the furniture gets assembled, and another department that takes care of the painting. It may not come as a surprise that the way in which tasks are organized leads to different jobs. In which company would you like to work? The one that has the chairs and the cupboards, or the one that has a department for sewing, assembling, and painting? Which job would you pick and why? When an organization is made, decisions have to be made in terms of how to divide the labor and then afterwards how to integrate the efforts, the different tasks into particular work designs. Work design has the idea or launches the idea that jobs have always been there, that this is just the way things are being done. However, jobs are made, jobs are created, and they are not stable, so they're continuously being made, changed, and created. First of all, employees play a role in this. They design their own work or change their own work designs through job crafting or the negotiation of ideals. Their knowledge, skills, and abilities about how they to do their job and how to change their job may impact in how they actually mold their job or negotiate different tasks. Also, their motivation matters. Why are they motivated for their work and what would they like to change and why? But also opportunities matter. Opportunities in terms of decision latitude to actually make these changes. But employees can only do so much. They are not the only ones who are influencing work design. Also, managers play a role, and also their skills, knowledge, and abilities, motivation, and opportunity influence how they design work. When I'm talking about managers, I'm not only talking about leaders or people in managerial positions such as CEOs or line managers, but also other people who may influence work, such as HR employees or engineers designing the technology with which we work. All this may have an impact on how jobs are designed. When jobs are created or recreated by employees themselves or their managers or supervisors, we need to take into account that these jobs are not created or recreated in isolation. That is to say, contextual influences and individual influences matter in how jobs are designed and redesigned. If we think of individual differences influencing work design, for example, we know that people who perform well get more motivational work. Also, there's still quite some discrimination going on, for example, in terms of age, gender, or race. At the local level, teams really matter. Envision autonomous teams who decide to delegate the autonomy to other team members. But autonomous teams can also decide to make rules and regulations to limit the autonomy of individual members. Also, leadership matters at a local level. Think, for example, of transformational leaders. They're known to design more motivational jobs than other leaders. At the organizational level, for example, HR strategies matter. High commitment practices are more likely to lead to better jobs than HR practices who focuses on cost efficiency. Also, technology matters. For example, some organizations are ready to adopt technologies that make jobs redundant or decrease the quality of particular jobs. Then, for example, people just need to work in passive jobs, monitoring the robots actually doing the work. This is quite different from having an active job in which you need to create products or services yourself. Also, structures matter. For example, hierarchical organizations are known to create more Tayloristic jobs than others. Higher level external influences include, for example, national practices. Here in Belgium, we have a law obliging organizations to invest in making jobs workable or not too stressful. Other institutions, such as trade unions, matter too. For example, if trade unions have a lot of members who are really active, they have more power to negotiate better working conditions. Also, the occupational level matters. For example, here in Belgium, it is decided that coaches cannot do the same things as clinical psychologists. In other countries, there is a difference made between what nurses can do in hospitals and what nurses can do who work from home. Also, the globalization really matters. For example, customers all over the world can decide to buy only clothes who are made in good working conditions. This way, we influences the way people are treated in Bangladesh. Hence, if we consider how work design emerges, then we need to take into account that both employees and managers can have an influence on how jobs look like. They mitigate the contextual and individual effects that emerges in the broader context.